it feels like, um, you could say it feels like a baptism, like you're being born again. But like I said, again, it's like a more modest thing. Like, I did this. This is all me.
I mean, out here you can pretend like you're something else.
Yeah.
You're
You can't lie to
man,
yourself.
You're a facade. You're a whatever you are. But in there, it's not there because there's none of that available to hide behind. You're in there with you, and it's stripped down. There's nothing else but you. So your evaluation of yourself is very clear.
Venice Beach, California, home to plenty of weird things and also home to a Float Lab Technologies. Float Lab Technologies is a company that designs custom deprivation tanks to achieve sensory deprivation. What exactly is sensory deprivation? Sensory deprivation is exactly what it sounds like. Deprives you of your senses, making you swim in your own conscious. It is essentially a very intimate date with yourself. In 1954, John C. Lilly developed the first isolation tank, a light-proof, soundproof tank of warm salt water in which subjects could float for long periods in sensory isolation. It wasn't only until this last decade that Crash, the brains behind Float Lab Technologies, decided to bring this study back.
Why did I want to get into this industry? Well, I didn't really know about any. There was no industry, first off. So I left Hollywood and went to Vegas and built a ranch out there. I didn't build a ranch. I rented a ranch and I built a studio in it. I built a recording studio out there with a PA in it and equipment to then continue back into the industry that I was interested in, which was music and sound is what I used to tour doing the audio and stuff. But I had built this place, and I'm all by myself out there in the middle of nowhere, and I had a water. It was like an old ranch or something, and there was this thing where they used to put, I guess, water for horses to drink out of or something. And I had my head in it, and I was working on my voice in there, and when I pulled my head out, it was like, I'm supposed to build deprivation chambers and get some other people to do that.
What was the future of this industry? What do you want the future of this industry to be
right.
like?
So what I want it to be is other people running it, but so I get some time for what I like. I got some other stuff going on, but this is an excellent a tool for people then to, and then we won't get into the future part, which is still like we have some patents that pertain to some extraordinary stuff. We're working with, we have some scientists coming to help us with the direction in which we're going to go with what it is that we have, but it has to do with human development and
After the interview, Crash guided Diego to one of his isolation tanks, where he would be spending the next 2 hours in a light-proof and soundproof environment, floating with his conscious.
It was pretty cool. You go in there, you kind of don't really know what to expect, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I got.
What did you get?
It's got like this surreal feeling of not really being anywhere.
Did you, what were your expectations?
I was actually expecting something kind of like an acid trip, something to the like of that. But I would actually say that this is a little better.
Better?
Yeah. I mean, it's more down to earth. It's like a more modest experience.
But do you think this would help people as a good source of meditation? Like if people need to relax and if people need to kind of get away without having to take a vacation of some sort, do you think?
I mean, I think so. It's like, just go in there one morning, you're feeling really stressed out. I could really see myself doing it, during trouble times. Hopefully I don't have any, but if I do, I'll definitely go into a tank. This is one of those things that after you do it, you need to keep doing it. And yeah.
And would you recommend this to like students at all?
Not all students.
So you're saying this isn't for everybody?
No, you have to have, I think, a really open mind towards it. And you really just need, a little bit of courage, to go in there, because it is pretty creepy when you go in there.
If you want to get your float on, Crash charges $40 for a 2-hour session. Make sure to make an appointment because it's about a month wait for a session. Crash also plans to open up a new facility in Westwood with 10 tanks by the end of this year.